Hi everybody, my name's Ebony Gale and I'm an accredited PR and communications specialist with over 15 years experience, and I'm here to speak to you about how you can blow up your profile with PR. Yes, your profile and ultimately your profits. So firstly, before I jump into this, let me just give you a quick once over about who I am. So, I am an accredited PR consultant. I've worked in the marketing and PR industry for well over 15 years. I am an author. I am accredited by my Chartered Institute of Public Relations. And I am also someone who sits on the judging panels for PR awards. So I do know a thing or two about PR. I'm an author, as I mentioned, and I'm also the founder of 9 to 5 Rep Rebels and founder of Ebony Gale Communications, where I work with clients to help them create strategies to help boost their businesses and make sure they are kind of, talking to the right audience. So that's me in a nutshell, and you'll see from some of the icons below, these are some of the publications that I have been featured in. But that's enough about me. Let's get on to this free training for you guys. So, as an accredited PR professional with over 15 years experience, I know that PR is fantastic at blowing up your profile and opening you up to a whole new audience. There's clearly a reason why you've got the likes of Bill Gates admitting that, if he had $1 left, he'd spend it on PR because it is that awesome. Then you've also got Richard Branson talking about the fact that a good PR story is infinitely more effective than a front page ad. There's a reason why these guys, who are huge in the industry, as you guys will know, do support PR and are willing to bet their bottom dollar on PR. Getting featured in a major newspaper and magazine, blog post, podcast, radio, or TV news channel can be awesome for your business. I have helped lots of clients to do this, and I'm sure you can think of some products or a business that you had never previously heard of, but then read about them, and maybe you watched a viral video, heard about it on the radio, or maybe saw a news article about it on the TV station that got you interested, which then led you to becoming a customer and ultimately a fan. And then you should know that PR was a driving force behind it. One of my clients went from being unknown in the UK to a now recognised and sought after brand that has expanded across Europe. They reported record sales of over €5 million during Black Friday, and PR played a vital role in that. I want to help you be in as many publications, magazines, newspapers, blogs, podcasts, radio, and TV news stations as possible. And it is possible. The business growth that publicity and media coverage can generate for your business can be life-changing. Getting mentioned on a popular blog post or a really well sought after magazine or newspaper can literally catapult your business to new levels. So the question is, are you ready? PR allows you to connect with your tribe, your audience. Think about it. If you're reading a magazine or a popular blog post, you are going on there to read the content because it interests you. You like the style, it appeals to your taste and your interest. Maybe it talks about products and services or topics that you care about. You're not going on there to necessarily look at ads. So PR does cut through the noise and focuses on storytelling and content and ensuring that it reaches the right channels and audiences, which brings me to my next question. Are you ready to share your story with the world? PR is a key tool to help build your brand. PR is an awesome way to really boost and blow up your business profile that is really kind of underestimated and undervalued at times, okay? With PR, you can get major exposure, which can be a serious game changer for your business. It can be a lot harder than some people think, however. But the truth is, by getting featured on national and relevant targeted media, it can open up your business to a whole new audience. Now, I'm not saying that you can land this type of coverage overnight, but I will show you how you can get started. I want to help you get featured in as many magazines, publications, blogs, newspapers, podcasts, radio, and TV stations as possible. And like I said, it is possible. So let's get started. Now, the key to getting publicity is having a compelling, authentic story, as well as building key relationships. Relationships are super important. If you build relationships with journalists, writers, contributors, and bloggers and influencers in the relevant areas, you will be halfway there. So it's all about the story and the storytelling. When it comes to the compelling story, you might think this is not necessarily easy, but it's actually easier than you think. You just need to be prepared to dig a bit deeper and be really honest and transparent. Firstly, think about what your story is. You need it to be interesting. You need an interesting hook. A hook being a thing that kind of piques your journalist or your contributing writer's interest, okay? It's great if you have a new product, but it doesn't mean the media will really care. Be honest with yourself. There are lots of new products launching every single day. So the key thing to work out is, what's so great about your product? A new product by itself just isn't necessarily newsworthy. But, what is a story behind your product? What do you do and what makes you interesting? What's your hook or what's your USP? Your unique selling proposition. Did you go bankrupt, working this out and getting your product to life? Did you have to sleep on a friend's sofa for a year to get it off the ground? Are you operating from, your garden shed? How is it? What makes you different? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get my drift on this? Whilst your product may be your pride and your joy, which is a wonderful thing, you have to remember that there are thousands of products. So why should the journalists and the media care about yours? You have to put your reader and listener hat on. Place yourself in the shoes of your reader. Make a mental note to always think of the readers and the editorial style of the publication you're aiming at. At the end of the day, journalists and writers, contributors and bloggers, podcasters, they all want to, please their readers and their listeners. PR is all about finding your story and your angle, your hook. So you have to make them want to know more. So what will be your hook? So how do you find the right media? Well, the first thing I'd suggest you do is make a start by making a list of the publications, so some of the magazines or blog posts, newspapers, or radio stations and podcasts that you're really interested in being featured in, and that's actually relevant to your business, okay? Because there's lots of us out here who maybe have aspirations of being in particular magazines or publications, but it has to be relevant to your business, okay? Once you know the publications, you can use social media to help you find relevant journalists and bloggers. And Twitter is really, really great for that, okay? So start following the relevant journalists, bloggers, writers, and contributing writers on Twitter. And that's, it's easy to find their handles. Just have a look on their sites. But don't just follow them, okay? You want to kind of engage. You want to pay attention to what they're writing, what they're interested in, and what their passions are, and the type of stories that they cover, and see where you can fit into that. You also want to think about interacting with them, okay? Share and comment, to help make yourself known, because there's lots of people out there. You want to make yourself stand out from the crowd. You want to make yourself known and see how you can fit the bill for what they need, because they're always looking for interesting stories and opinions. That's their job, is to find interesting stories. So it's about making yourself fit that bill, okay? So follow the relevant ones and start engaging with them. Again, it's what I said before, it's about building relationships. So you need to understand, how they work, what they're looking for, what kind of things they're interested in. Next, you've got to think about your pitching. So pitching to the press and building relationships with influencers may seem a bit intimidating at first, but it doesn't have to be. It's just about having an organised approach to it. If you are switched on to what they're interested in, and you can share what's information that's relevant and timely, it won't be difficult for you to pitch. It's important to know your pitch. You need to be clear, you need to be concise, and you need to be timely. Okay, so my course features some templates that you can use and you can personalize for pitching as well. So check that out. And I'm talking to you about a course that I'm going to be selling at the end of this. And it's not a hard sell, it's just a case of I'm giving you this free information. But if you want more, I have much more in my course. And I'll talk about that at the end. So timing is very important, as many publications work with long lead times, meaning that they are working sometimes 3 to 6 months in advance. So you need to be aware of this, and you have to plan for that too. It's also important to think about holiday dates, that you can pin to your story as potential hooks. So, Valentine's, your Easter, your, Christmas, International Women's Day, for example, or Customer Appreciation Day. I have a calendar that has all the hashtag dates and things like that on there. That is also part of the course that you can pick up and use. But before pitching, look at the stories that they cover. So, don't offer the same story to everyone. You want to personalize your pitch for each publication, because obviously they're going to have a different reader style and writing style, okay? So you want to make sure it fits in with the target. So whether you're going for a blog or you're going for a magazine or a newspaper industry, just check out this style and make sure you kind of, amend it accordingly. Start small. I always say start small and build up and have a targeted approach, okay? If you see a story you like and think you could add another dynamic to it, then reach out and let the publication know, okay? Offer to guest post, that's always a great thing to do where there is availability, and most of the publication sites will have information on the website that will guide you to whether you can do this. So you can offer to write a guest post, you can offer to write a feature, that would work for the magazine or the newspaper or the blog, but you've got to focus on the value that you'll be adding. Okay, what's your dynamic approach? What is what you've got to say, rather than what you're going to gain from it? And it's easy for you to be thinking about, oh wow, I might get, hundreds of thousands of people reading my article. That's great, but it's about adding the value first. What is it that you can bring to that newspaper, that blog, that magazine? Focus on building relationships so that they know who you are. And so when something of interest comes up, they can think of you or maybe come to you for an opinion piece, okay? If you see a story a journalist has written, why not share it, like it, and comment, like I mentioned a bit earlier? It will help keep you on their radar and vice versa. Be aware of media calendars. I mentioned this before, but and the fact that, like I said, lots of them do have longer lead times. So I will say it again because it is so important. There are so many people who are out there and they've got great stories to tell, but they might miss the boat because they're not aware of the lead time. So this is something for you to really think about. Don't just send stuff to journalists and bloggers and contributors just for the sake of it, okay? You always want to send really informative information that's targeted, and always include some type of image. Remember, content has to fit editorial style. Don't just send info. Like I said, make sure you include high quality images and look beyond your nationals, and don't forget your local media. So a lot of people do tend to focus on, getting the bigger headlines, BBC, or maybe you want to get onto the ITN or whatever it may be. But you need to think about local as well and niche publications, because actually a lot of them are quite influential. And a lot of the times the mainstream ones end up picking up things that have been, featured in local media sites and niche publications. So, you'll be surprised that it can be worth much more than getting featured in a national newspaper at times, because it's hitting right with the audience. Whilst, your the Guardian or something like that has quite a broad reach, you've got some publications out there that have a great niche and engaged following, and those might be exactly who you need to be communicating with. So don't forget the locals and niche publications. Investing in PR can give you a massive boost. But when you're starting out, it is okay to, DIY it first. Hence why I am plugging this DIY PR course, okay? Because I've worked in PR, I know that it can cost you thousands of pounds a month, easily over £3,000 a month. And that's without any major big campaigns taking place, because you will have to pay for different activities as well. Okay, so be warned, you need to be ready for new potential interest that it can bring you. However, even though you're DIYing your own PR, you will still get interest. So be ready for it. Don't start this process and then think, oh my gosh, what is going on? They're all calling me now and they want comments. This is what you want, okay? So be ready. With PR, you can reach out to anyone in the world right now, and the opportunities are basically endless, okay? So, and note that PR does bring attention, and like I said, so be prepared for positive as well as negative feedback. We do live in the troll world these days. You can look along Instagram or you go on Twitter and you'll see, people who just seem to have nothing better to do than troll. But don't worry about that. You focus on the positives. I'm just flagging this so that you are aware that sometimes negatives can come. And I could go on, but I'll stop there, folks. And I hope you found this really interesting. If you want to know more, I've created a DIY PR course that takes you through the steps you need to take to blow up your profile and ultimately help to increase your profits too. So the course is worth £1,997, but I'm selling it for just £129.99, and that's $160 if you're in the US. And that's because I know when you're just starting out or you're running a small business, you have to watch your budget. And hiring a PR agency can be seriously expensive and will cost you thousands of pounds a month. anywhere from 3,000 to in excess of 6,000 a month, and that could just be for a retainer and not include any actual campaign and major campaign work. And if you're going for a top glitzy agency, PR agency, be prepared to pay a lot more than that. And the reality is, most agencies will put their junior staff on the smaller accounts, and they'll put the bigger account directors on the accounts with more money. As a startup or a small business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, consultant, coach, or a sole trader, this can be far too costly and likely out of your budget. And to be honest, you can start to create a really good buzz for yourself with my guidance and coaching with this DIY PR course. You can follow the course to learn how you can blow up your profile with PR at a fraction of the cost of what agencies charge you. So it's a bargain. The course is worth £1,997. But again, I'm selling that for only $129.99. And yes, people have asked me if I am crazy already. So I am thinking about upping the price slightly. But I do want to keep it within reach of small business owners because I think it's important that you guys are able to share your story with the world as well. And so with this bargain, you'll get to blow up your profile and save yourself thousands of pounds in the process. Brilliant, right? So I'm offering you a way to save thousands of pounds just by doing it yourself, along with my guidance through the DIY PR course, which takes you through everything you need. So there literally is no excuses. And no, it won't take you long. I pride myself on getting to the point. So I made this course comprehensive. So you can get through it in less than a day if you put your good hat on and get down to it. And that would include exercise tasks as well. I take you step by step through the process in this course of what you need to do and what we do as PR professionals and marketing professionals to get you out there and get you some coverage. As long as you have a laptop and a phone, you are ready to make it happen. And you will be able to manage your own PR with ease thanks to this DIY PR course that I've created for you. Obviously, you can work at your own pace, so you don't have to do it all in a day. You can take your time and you will have lifetime access, so you can always go back and forth. And that's the great thing about online learning. It's up to you. Do it at your own pace. So what do you get in this course? This course shows you how to blow up your profile with PR, particularly focus on media coverage. It will help you identify your USP, which is essential for your compelling story. How it will show you how to put together a PR plan. And it will also show you how to target the appropriate media and build your list effectively. It will show you how to write a press release, an effective press release that won't get binned. And it also shows you what good and bad PR looks like, so you know how to avoid it. It will also show you how to pitch to journalists, bloggers and influencers, and include some great templates, as I mentioned before. I've also thrown in a bonus for you, which is how to use social media to leverage your PR. So that's a great bonus for you that you can use and get to work with that immediately. And of course, the course features exercise tasks to help you create your PR plan, and help you create your key messages and your USP, everything that you need to go through this course. And of course, lastly, I have thrown in a suite of templates to get you started. So there literally are no excuses. You can do the course and literally start throwing out, targeted press releases and getting yourself coverage in a matter of days. So the question is, are you ready? And what are you waiting for? Now, if you want a personal touch, then you might want to have a look into my enhanced package, which gives you access to the lifetime course, but also gives you an expert review from me. So I will look over your plans and make sure that you are hitting the right marks. And that there's more information on that on my website as well. But that package is £429 for that package. If you're interested in that, you can get in touch with me for that. Otherwise, you will be good to go with the course and you can get busy and start getting that coverage that you deserve. Remember, you are responsible for your business, so give it the quality treatment it deserves. And you can actually do this on a shoestring budget thanks to this course. Now, don't forget, to sign up and download your free PDF, which is your targeted media coverage plan of attack. Okay? Are you now ready to read about your business in your favorite publication? Let's do it. Let's get you in the headline.